In 1907, the groundbreaking Iron Man diving suit was introduced, representing an impressive engineering feat of its era. Weighing 450 pounds, this suit was designed for deep-sea exploration with features like an electric charging system and advanced pressure protection. It allowed divers to reach unprecedented depths, opening new horizons for underwater research. In 1915, during the turmoil of World War I, boys in Paris took to the streets to engage in playful air combat, vividly captured by photographer Léon Gimpel. Using their imaginations against the backdrop of a city affected by the war, these children demonstrated resilience and a desire for normalcy amidst chaos. In 1920, as prohibition laws took effect in the United States, children in Brooklyn were seen scooping up alcohol from the gutters and sewers after it was discarded by law enforcement. This scene reflects the desperate measures taken by many during the era, as illegal liquor became a sought-after commodity and a symbol of rebellion against restrictive regulations. This 1859 photograph captures the early days of the Suez Canal's construction, a project championed by French engineer Ferdinand de Lesseps. Built largely by Egyptian laborers working in grueling conditions, the canal was completed in 1869, forever changing global trade by providing a direct route between Europe and Asia and removing the long voyage around Africa. In the depths of Lake Constance, Switzerland, a Royal Air Force Lancaster bomber from 1944 was discovered, a silent witness to World War II's turbulent skies. It is believed the aircraft went off course, illustrating the immense challenges Allied crews faced while navigating uncharted areas in their missions. In 1914, an umbrella maker in Japan exemplified a blend of traditional craftsmanship and artistry, reflecting the cultural significance of umbrellas in Japanese society. These umbrellas, often crafted with intricate designs and made from materials like washi paper and bamboo, served not only as protection from the rain, but also played a role in festivals and ceremonies. In 1917, during World War I, a remarkable display of patriotism unfolded in Illinois as 10,000 Navy sailors formed a living United States flag. Such events were significant in bolstering public morale and fostering a sense of community as the nation rallied together during a time of global turmoil. In 1922, master butcher Turuk Sandor proudly posed with two of his sons alongside a remarkable 420-kilogram Mangalica pig in Turuk Szent Miklós, Hungary. The Mangalica, known for its distinctive woolly coat and rich flavor, is prized in Hungarian culinary traditions and represents a heritage of artisanal pig farming. In 1941, during the turmoil of World War II, Arthur Oxford and Georgina Wright exchanged wedding vows in the bombed ruins of St. Bartholomew's Church in East Ham, London. Despite the devastation surrounding them, their union in the heavily damaged church symbolized resilience and the power of love amid adversity. In November 1917, British Mark IV female tanks were loaded onto railway trucks, preparing for deployment to the front lines for the Battle of Cambrai. This significant battle was one of the first to showcase large-scale tank warfare, marking a turning point in World War I by demonstrating the potential of armored vehicles in breaking through enemy lines. In this powerful photograph from October 24, 1943, Australian Sergeant Leonard Siffleit, along with Private Padiwal and Raharan of the Dutch East Indies Forces, stand blindfolded under the watch of a Japanese officer. Captured behind enemy lines in New Guinea, they faced a tragic end with quiet courage, their story etched into history as a testament to wartime sacrifice. This 1945 photograph captures soldiers of the King's African Rifles in Burma, proudly holding a Japanese flag they seized in battle. Recruited from across East Africa, These brave men were instrumental in the intense campaigns of World War II's Southeast Asian theater, exemplifying skill and bravery far from home. This August 1916 photo captures Australian soldiers of the 2nd Division marching back from the fierce Battle of Pozières, passing their comrades in the 1st Division. Exhausted yet unbroken, they had fought relentlessly in the Somme offensive to secure a strategic ridge, leaving a legacy of courage amidst heavy losses. In 1953, driving lessons in the United States symbolized a pivotal moment in American culture as car ownership became increasingly accessible to the middle class. With the post-war economic boom, teenagers eagerly embraced the freedom of the open road, while driving schools flourished, teaching essential skills as families invested in automobiles that defined the era's lifestyle. In 1914, a fierce soldadera, or female soldier, of the Mexican Revolution stands defiantly before the camera, embodying the spirit of women who played crucial roles in the fight for justice and land reform. As the revolution unfolded, women like her not only took up arms, but also provided essential support to their male counterparts. This 1940 photo shows President Franklin Delano Roosevelt with naval officers aboard the United States ship Tuscaloosa. During this voyage, Roosevelt considered the Lend-Lease program, which would enable the United States to supply critical aid to Allied nations, shaping the country's indirect role in World War II and strengthening ties with nations like Britain. On April 15, 1945, soldiers of Company C from the 813th Tank Destroyer Battalion of the United States Ninth Army gather around a 3-year-old Russian child they've just freed near Hürten, Germany. These Russian civilians, used as slave labor by the Nazis, are finally liberated, and this touching moment captures both the innocence of childhood and the resilience of war survivors. In the late 1930s, German Gebirgsjäger, or mountain troops, trained in the Alps to prepare for combat in harsh mountainous terrains. These soldiers were tasked with navigating challenging landscapes and adapting to difficult conditions, skills they later applied in high-altitude operations during World War II. On March 31, 1955, Marilyn Monroe made a memorable entrance at the opening of the Ringling Brothers in Barnum and Bailey Circus in Madison Square Garden, riding an Asian elephant to support the New York Arthritis and Rheumatism Foundation. This glamorous spectacle not only showcased Monroe's star power, but also highlighted her commitment to charitable causes, a facet often overshadowed by her Hollywood image. This photograph captures the jubilant crowds on Peachtree Street in Atlanta, Georgia, on August 14, 1945, celebrating victory over Japan Day. With World War II officially over, the streets overflowed with joy as people gathered to commemorate peace, embracing a future without conflict. On August 2, 1917, Squadron Commander Edwin Dunning made history as he executed the first successful landing of a plane on a moving ship, the HMS Furious, in Scapa Flow, Orkney, Scotland. Piloting a Sopwith Pup, a single-seater biplane fighter, Dunning's achievement marked a groundbreaking moment in naval aviation, paving the way for future aircraft carrier operations. This photograph, taken between 1930 and 1932, shows the crew of the Estonian steel-hulled cargo steamship Esterand. Under the leadership of Captain Boris Sirandi Nelki, this vessel was a symbol of Estonia's growing maritime industry, a vital part of the nation's economy and international trade during a time of prosperity. Captain Edward John Smith, shown here with his beloved dog on the Royal Mail ship Titanic in 1912, embodied the spirit of loyalty amidst the grandeur of this legendary vessel. As the Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage, Smith, a veteran captain, guided what was known as the most luxurious ship of its time. Tragically, both he and the Titanic met their fate on April 15, 1912, forever marking their place in history. This captivating 1940s to 50s photograph features Spiridon Putin, the paternal grandfather of current Russian President Vladimir Putin, who gained prominence as a personal chef to major Soviet leaders like Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin. His culinary skills also led him to cook for the notorious mystic Grigory Rasputin, placing him at the intersection of power and influence in early 20th century Russia.